channel. So welcome to part 2 of the personal strength assessment, which is something that we really need to know. Our own personal strength assessment is just so important if we want to know how to show up in our business and what is best for us in our business. So let's get going. I don't want this little webinar to be too long. So just recapping last week's why we would want to know this. So the reason why we need our personal strength assessments done and why you need to know where you are personally best at doing the things that you do and being able to put all your energy behind the things that you do best is, one, is to focus on the activities that energize you. When we do something really well, we tend to get a lot of energy from it. So being able to know what you do really well helps you to get energized. So that you're passionate. When you do something that you like and you're good at, then you're passionate about what you do. And again, as I said, this is all about showing up in your business 100%, because when you show up in your business 100%, your business runs a lot smoother, making showing up effortlessly and easy for you. So if you work on your strengths and you work in your business with the strengths that you know, the things that you're good at, the things that you like doing, because if you're good at something, you like to do it, it comes naturally. It always makes everything a lot easier for you. And also too, when you're constantly struggling doing something, you end up with burnout and fatigue. So if we can make everything in your business to run a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, it always allows for you to avoid burnout and to avoid any form of fatigue whatsoever. So just checking for those people on Facebook, if the video comes up. For me, it's not wanting to show, that's okay. So the first thing I want to talk about today is to remember that you are your business. So regardless of whether you are a service business or a product business, you are your business. Regardless of whether you have no employees or 20 employees, you are your business. A business always runs according to the person who is the CEO or the top of that business structure. So you are your business. So getting to know yourself will allow you to get to know your strengths in that business and how that business can operate to its optimum levels. So let's have a look at how do you get to know yourself? Just some questions. Now, what I always say is the way you do one thing, you do everything. So let's have a look at some other areas of your life, because sometimes, you know, it's easy for you to recognize your strengths in other areas of life. So what do you want most in life? Now, usually a lot of people here will answer with something that's quite superficial. So they might say, I want more money, I want more time, but what will that actually give you? Because having more money and having more time, or whatever it is that you would like in your business, a little bit more of, or what you want most of, there's an underlying want from those superficial things that you want. So for instance, maybe more money will give you a lifestyle that you're craving. So there's a particular lifestyle, or, you know, more freedom to do what you want, more freedom to not have to work so much. So what do you really want in your life? And it's really important that you have a look at this and as I said, the underlying reasons why you do that. And how will that make you feel? I often talk about the unconscious mind, and it's really, really important that you understand that your unconscious mind does 95% of your behavior. Not that you're unconscious, that you are laying flat in a bed and aren't aware of anything that's going on around you. Unconscious means that you do things out of your awareness. So 95% of what you do is out of your awareness. So it's really important, because the unconscious mind is the realm of your emotions, that you think about this thing that you want so much in your life. How does that make you feel? And get the unconscious mind on board. And also, it's really important, how does this make you think? Because depending on what you want in life, there will be certain thoughts that you will be having. And those thoughts will actually create your behavior. So how does it make you think? This thing that you want, because everything that we do it with a particular intention. And there is something that we all really want from life, no matter how it shows up on the outside. Internally, there is something that you want, and then it shows up in ways you do things outside. So let's have a look at what area of your life is most important to you, because the way you show up in your business will be directly related to what's the most important area of your life. Because when something is really important to you, that will always be your priority. And I'm not saying consciously, but unconsciously. So perhaps one of the reasons why you want certain things to happen in your business is to give you a certain quality of life in a different area. I know that's 100% correct for me. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about my business. But one of the reasons why I do what I do is because I love to spend time and want to create a lifestyle where I can spend more time with my grandchildren as they grow older and more grandkids come along. So what area is the most important to you? There's no right or wrong here. Whatever it is, career, family, relationships. And when I say relationships, it's a relationship with the significant other. And I love to always comment here that it doesn't matter if you don't have a relationship. You might be happy not having a relationship with a significant other, and that's okay as well. But if you don't have a relationship with a significant other, and it's very important to you that you need that, you need to understand that there could be certain things in your business that you're not doing because you're worried that if you work late or if you don't socialize enough, you're not going to meet a significant other. So just have a think about how these relate to how you show up at work. Personal development, which is all about you and becoming the best version of yourself that you can, and spirituality. So spirituality is about thinking about something higher than yourself. So there's no right or wrong here. This is important that you just understand what is the most important area of life for you, and how do you show up? How do you feel? How do you think about this area in relation to how you show up in your business? So it's really important that you evaluate, okay? How has your thinking affected your business? So this will begin to show you, okay, your thinking will show you your strengths. It's a little bit like last week. Your thinking often does show you your strengths. So how has your thinking affected your business? Because if you show up a certain way in your life in a different area with certain strengths, and you know you have certain strengths in a different area of life, you need to transfer them over to your business as well. Now, that thinking that you have, cool. I think, finally, we've got a few people watching on Facebook. I can finally see it. It's come up on my phone for me. So that thinking that you have, okay, that's possibly in a different area of life, not so much in business yet. You can transfer it and think about how has that worked for you. So I'm going to give you a little example here, because the next thing is, how has it hindered you in your business? So let's say one of the things that you do in your family and your friends, and you have a really great way of communicating and connecting with people. That can actually translate into one of your strengths in your business for communication and connection. But let's say you tend to have a little bit of intolerance around people in your family, or you have some intolerance in your relationship when people don't understand you. Now, that can also map across into your business and can actually hinder you. So you need to have a really good evaluation of who you are, because who you are, and I'm going to repeat this again, who you are will affect your business no matter what you do. It is intrinsically connected. You are intrinsically connected into your business. So if you have a look at other things that you do well or not so well outside of your business, you will understand that those things will map across into your business, and they are things that you need to look at. So of course, things that you do really well, that's great. You play on those. Things that are hindering you, well, you either decide to do a little bit of work on it, or depending on what it is, it could be something that you maybe outsource what you're doing in your work. But I find that, what you do outside, what you do in one place, you do in all places. So, one of the things is also organization. If you're disorganized outside of your business, you will tend to be disorganized inside your business. So this is why we're having a look at other areas. Okay. And what do you know, right? Sorry, who do you know that also thinks that way? So this is a really important question to ask yourself, because sometimes our beliefs are not our own. Sometimes the way we do something, the way we show up, is not our stuff. It's stuff that we've brought up with us from childhood. So it's not saying it's right or wrong. Again, one of the big things that I always say to people, this isn't ever about saying blaming yourself for anything being right or wrong. This is about understanding. The more you understand something, you can change it if you wish to. If you don't, that's okay as well. But evaluating and understanding yourself is imperative to the way you show up in every area of your life. So modeling is a great tool that we use in NLP, and modeling is all about when you see someone who does something really well, you don't copy them. There's a big difference here. Okay, we don't copy or mimic someone, but we think about how do they do that? How do they get where they are? And how can I adapt that for myself? So when we start looking at your business, who do you know in your business that has achieved what you're after? And you can have a look at some of the things that they do. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People in the slideshow that I'm showing today. These are some of the things that people use. There's lots of different routines and things that you can adapt, that people who are highly effective in their business, they have systems, they have routines, and they might not all work for you, that's okay. But looking at someone who does something that you want and modeling that and thinking, let me see if this works for me, is a great way to have a look at what strengths and that you have, and adapting some strengths that you can take in. It's also a great way that actually your potential clients will model you as well. A lot of clients become your clients because they see what you do. So have a think about that. What are some things that you can do that people that have your type of thinking or that have what you would like to achieve, and how do they do that? Now, sometimes it could be that you might find out that a business owner does a lot of outsourcing, or a business owner outsources things that are not playing to their strengths. So that could be just all you need to do. So it's a very interesting concept. What do they do that you need to adopt? So have a think about it. It might be good for you, it might be not. I know that most effective people, one of the things that I've adopted is that they meditate the first thing they wake up in the morning, and I've done that and it's worked incredibly well for me. What routines do you need to adopt? I have some really huge routines that I do. They're not all morning routines. I have some night ones, including journaling before I go to sleep. And it allows me to have a really good night's sleep. And it allows me to wake up the next morning fresh and ready to go to look after my business. Imagine if I woke up and had had little sleep and very, very tired, I wouldn't show up in my business very well. Meditation, like I said, is a really, really good one, and a lot of highly effective people. There are some great books that you can read. Brendan Bashar has one called The 10 Habits of Highly Effective People, or something like that as well. So there's some great books that you can read about people that are very successful and some of the things that they do. And it's not necessarily just business things, it's other things that help you to become more effective in your business. And planning and organizing, this is imperative. Without planning and organizing, it's basically like shooting an arrow at a target blindfolded. So if anyone has any comments, either in the live webinar or on Facebook, please, please, please let me know. And being organized is so important as well when it comes to running a business. You want to be organized so that you don't become overwhelmed. So planning will, of course, create organization as well. Now, what is your unique edge? Now, being able to identify your modes of thinking, the feelings that you have, how you show up, will allow you to find your unique edge. And this is why people will buy off you. This is how you stand out in the market. So why would clients want to work with you? What are all those amazing qualities that you, when you evaluated what you do in possibly other areas of life, not just in your business, what qualities do you have that can translate into your business now that will show you that people want to work with you? Because people work with people. And what can you offer them? What sort of insights and, what's that, those qualities that you have that you can offer people that others possibly can't? Or, as I said, your unique edge. There's only one you, so what is it that you can offer them? Okay, what is your superpower? One of my superpowers, and it took me a long time to realize this, is that I can get very complicated and complex issues and concepts, the sort that hurt my head, and hurt everyone's head at times, or listen to someone explain a very complex issue. And then after a while, listening to it over again and mulling with it and playing with it, I can usually explain it quite simply. And I do that in my trainings all the time. So what is your superpower? We all have a superpower. And I hate anyone who's listening to this going, I don't have one. You do have one. I urge you to sit there and allow yourself to know what you're good at, what your superpowers are, and what you have to offer. I often speak to a lot of clients that when I do ask them questions like this, they say they don't know, or I'm not sure, or things like that. Oh, I don't think I have anything, but we all do. It's just that we don't allow ourselves to see it. Okay, so allow yourself to see your unique you, and to cherish that unique you of who you are, and to be loud and proud around it. Now, one of the ways that I get my clients to often, if they're struggling with these unique superpowers, or they're struggling to really see themselves, I say, what don't you see others as we don't see ourselves as others do. Okay, so one of the things that I get people to say is ask people to describe you in 3 words. I often get my clients to put this on their social media page and to write, what do you, in 3 words, describe me? And it is amazing. It is one of the most fulfilling exercises you can do. And it is really great for you to see what people see in you that you don't see. And use these as your unique edge. Okay. And, you know, allow yourself to receive it when people say these things. One of the things that people often do is, you know, they bounce it back, like they can't open themselves to receive these words. If people are giving you some really nice words about yourself, allow yourself to receive them and use these words as your unique edge, and use these in your social media marketing. Remember, you are your business. So if people are seeing you a certain way, you need to embrace that, and you need to pop that into your marketing that you do. Okay. And you can use these to sell yourself. When you're in business, you have to sell yourself. And if this brings up a trigger in you, I'd love to know, because I'm happy and willing to do webinars on selling. I do these and work on this with my clients all the time. A lot of people seem to have this problem when it comes to selling. So if this makes you choke when I say that, please let me know, because I would love to do a webinar. One of the things that I'm hoping actually to do very soon is possibly having some live interviews into the group, where we can do some work on someone's issues around some of the problems that they might be having. So if this is something that you are interested in looking at, please let me know. But, you know, it's really important that you know, when you're talking to a potential client, they're going to buy from you. And even product-based businesses, people buy off the person. And if you look at something like KFC, you will see that Colonel Sanders is the front and center and was of that business. McDonald's, we had Ronald McDonald. So it happens quite a lot. People will buy off a CEO, even of, you know, of what they represent. So you can use these unique words when you're talking to potential clients, because that's who you are. And it's something that you possibly might not have realized. So that's it for me today. Like I said, I like to keep these nice and short and sweet. Thank you so much for everyone who has watched that. You can find me, of course, on all social media platforms, just under Sandra Madafri. You just find me using just my name, and I come up with lots of on all these different social media platforms. Or if you'd like to, there's lots and lots of videos on YouTube that I have been doing these videos for probably a year and a half now. So there's lots of videos on lots of topics. So please check out that channel and subscribe. And I look forward to joining everyone again next week on Tuesday morning at 9:30 with part 3 of the personal strength assessment. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the people that are here in the webinar as well. I have to go and rush. I've got someone waiting for me at another webinar. Bye for now. Have a great one, everyone. Bye.